Well, my name is Dontera Terrell, and on behalf of New You, we're super honored to be sitting here virtually chatting with you. Aware of many hats, mother, philanthropist, businesswoman. I'm just so excited to dive right in, hear more about your projects, everything that you're working on, and also just learning more about your fitness and wellness routine. So I first want to start by asking you, how are you doing today?
I feel great. I'm in New York City right now, and I do live in multiple places. So I'm in Florida half the time, or more than half the time. And then I took my family, Gary, my boyfriend, and my daughter Allie. It was kind of a Valentine's Day treat for us to go to Anguilla, and we had a great time at the Four Seasons. So that was a little bonus treat. That was definitely a self-love treat.
So lucky in launching Jill and Allie with your daughter. What is your greatest hope for the future of the brand and the growing mother-daughter partnership?
That's a really good question, and it's something that we talk about almost every day. I think it's really important that you set expectations and you set goals, and it's an evolution. There's no one answer, and it could be different. There should be an answer in terms of the big picture, like 30,000 feet where you want to be, and then there's like the short little sprints to get there. I would say in the global picture, like any brand, I'd love to be a household name. I'd love that. And I have a specific, I think that, we started out as a mass company, which, thank God for the world, the business is going down every day, but not thank God for Jill and Allie as a business. So we needed to make up for that doing other things. And what we came up with is candles, but not just any candle, crystal manifestation candles. Because we think that that's what's missing, not missing, but that's what's needed in the universe right now, especially since the pandemic, is a lot of self-love and a lot of thoughtfulness into, who are you? Why are we here? Everything that happened with the pandemic, I think I know I personally was afraid. I didn't know when we were going to be able to leave our house. Could have gotten worse. You think of the worst things like Ebola, you think of all these viruses, terrible things that you only watch movies about, and here it is happening in front of us in our lives, wearing masks, medical masks, can't get them, all kinds of fear things. So I think that it was a really good time to retreat. I think a lot of people did, and think about, who are they? Who do they want to be? If they only had X amount of time left on the planet, what imprint do they want to leave? What do they want to accomplish? Things like that. So crystals for me was always an important part of my routine, but became more so during the pandemic when it was when there's a lot of fear. And I go to Mother Earth. Crystals are millions of years old, and crystals ground you. They do. I mean, there's all kinds of books on it. You could believe, not believe, but half of your life is belief, manifesting,
Yes.
And doing things that get you there, whether it's real or not real. If you think it's real, there's the placebo effect. So maybe it's a placebo effect. I don't know, but I think it works personally. Where things that are placebo effect are things like Omega XL, which I've been taking, for 10 years, where that's like a legitimate thing. Like that I know is cause and effect. I can play tennis and my joints work and everything works. I stopped taking it because I forget and I just will run out or whatever it is. And 3 or 4 weeks later, when the aches and pains are coming back, I'm like, I gotta go Omega XL. I gotta do more of that stuff. So, that's not placebo. Where placebo could be, crystals, does it or doesn't, but it doesn't matter because it helps me.
Yes.
Like, look at your nails. I'll tell you, I'm a little envious because my daughter, I bet, Allie, let me see your nails. My daughter's here because obviously we work together and I'm at home working. Right, so she's even fancier than you. She's got the nail painted.
Oh,
like the art. She does the art thing. That takes a lot of time, and that is a lot of self-love because you have to have the patience to sit there. And I think part of that routine is very healthy because it makes you sit and think. You can't be on your phone because your hands are busy. So, you could be listening, you could tune out and listen to music or podcasts, but it's about you. It's about what you want to hear, what you want to listen to. It definitely slows you down to that hour or two every week or two. And I used to do that, and I'd like to do that again, because right now I'm lucky if I even get my nails painted. They're painted, but with regular nail polish. Like I didn't even have time this time to do gel because it takes longer, so.
But you know what? We talked a lot about self-love, and speaking to your point, your candle line signifies self-love, empowerment, and just incorporating wellness into your day-to-day life. So do you have a favorite affirmation that you frequently tell yourself?
You know, I really like the ones that we did on our candle line. I didn't create them, my team did, but they're like kitschy. Like this one is Boss Babe. I mean, I kind of like this one. Light to boost confidence, wisdom, and inspiration. Boss Babe. So if I'm feeling weak for some reason, not strong, not boss like, it's a good candle for me to light. And just knowing it's lit and looking at it, going, Boss Babe. That's all I need to see. There were crystals in here. I took them out because they are giant crystals, and you can take them out, and I keep them, or you can keep them in the candle. But there's another one, too blessed to be stressed, and then we have babies like optimism, and it just citrine, coconut, and lime, but just optimism. So we have little baby ones too. So I don't know. I every day is a different manifestation. It's whatever I'm feeling that I need to do that day. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I hope, do as I say, not as I do, right? I make a list. I always did for years, and I've gotten a little bit too busy to do even my list. But I think that people really need to have a list, and it helps focus you. And checking it off physically helps you get more done in a day. They always say, give the work to the busiest person, it will get done. Because the busiest person knows how to be organized and knows how to get it done. Yeah. It's the ones that aren't that busy, they're not that busy for a reason, because they can't do many things at the same time.
I like that. Okay, food for thought. And I was watching just like your Instagram stories and just you giving a little insight into bringing this candle line to life. And it's at Saks Fifth Avenue. And
Saks off it.
Saks off it.
Saks off it.
A year in the making? A little over a year in the making?
I could have had a baby. I think it was 9 months. Almost 9 months, maybe 8. The pandemic definitely slowed us down, for sure. Shipping was an incredible challenge for us. When we heard all about these shipping issues back in September, August, I was very naive. I never thought it would affect us. I figured, we're a little guy. We just need 30,000 or 20,000 candles. No big deal. They'll get on a boat. I mean, we were lucky that they came to the East Coast versus the West Coast. But one ship came in 4 weeks, and one took 14 weeks to get here. Okay. Yeah, and it hurt us for Christmas, for sure. Small businesses were definitely affected like us. You can't you can't sell what you don't have. And that was a big frustration. But now we're in stock. Now we've got it. And I'm happy to say that we restocked, and we're almost sold out on a few of the favorites. And those we're getting restocked again. The Chinese New Year just ended. China's back open for business, open for shipping. And so we move on. But, we're planning holiday early.
Yes.
I'm begging my buyers to please get me their orders now and not wait. Because, don't yell at me in 6 months when the goods don't get here. You can yell at me if you give me the orders now and they don't get here. But you won't have to, because they'll be here.
And I'm curious, what would you consider your secret to happiness?
My secret to happiness? Wow, that's a deep question. My secret to happiness is not being in pain, physically or emotionally. And I work hard at that. Emotionally, making sure that my life is in order. My daughter is obviously my biggest responsibility. And so they always say that you're only as happy as your saddest child. And I only have one. So I have to make sure she's happy. So that's the most important thing. If she's not happy, I'm not happy, just as a rule. And if she's not in a good mood, I'm probably not in a good mood, because we work together. So if she's not in a good mood, she's letting me know it. And I'm half teasing. And my family being healthy, and I'm very blessed, knock on wood, that my parents, I still have them. They're alive and well. And my dad's 93 and my mom's in the late 80s. And they are, they are cooking. I mean, they are moving and shaking and doing everything down in Florida, which is why I'm there, with them. I live down the block, literally. Those are the things that make me happy. And laughing. Secret to happiness, laughing. And Gary gives me that. Besides everything else, he's just an incredible human being and so bright. He helps me in so many ways, and my weaknesses are his strengths, and I think vice versa. Gary makes me laugh every day, and laugh hysterically. So if you want to see something funny, watch Allison's Instagram from last night, because Allie invited Gary, not me, out to dinner with her and her girlfriend, and Gary showed up By the way, after being in 3 hours of traffic, going to Connecticut and back because he had to move some candles around from one warehouse to another. He, and he had left early. Comes back, he gets in at like 8 o'clock at night. He had time to pick up 2 Valentine's Day teddy bears, probably 50% off. I'm just guessing. And this is the day after. And he sells these Snuggies. They're these like big, kind of like a blanket with a hood. They're called a Snuggie. And he got 3 of them, one for him and the 2 girls. And so he gave that to them, made them put it on. And then I heard that they ran through the restaurant wearing it.
Excellent.
So very funny stuff. I mean, Gary is a hoot. So he makes me laugh. And I think that's the secret to happiness. And, it's funny, when I listen to friends or women or talk shows or TV shows, what is a woman, what is she looking for? And I think it's changed over the years. I think looks was at a higher number than it is. I don't hear that much. I don't hear, I'm looking for a good looking guy. I think that was number one like 20 years ago. Not anymore. Funny is number one. Every woman wants funny. They don't say rich and they don't say good looking. Rich comes after funny. Interesting, right?
Very interesting.
It is. Yeah. So I got funny. And he's doing okay and I'm doing okay. So that wasn't a big issue. That wasn't, something I needed. But I think that's what really makes me happy. Making Allison happy. Gary making Allie happy makes me happy. Because if I'm happy, I'm happy.
Right. I love that connection. It sounds like your support system, the type of energy you allow into your life. Yes.
I believe in energy a lot. And it's not a religious thing. I'm not a religious person. I don't have religious customs. I mean, I believe in the customs for us. We have holidays and we do all that, rituals. I really believe in energy, not as a religion, but as a force. My husband, Bobby, passed away, Bobby Zarin. And he was the love of my life. And we were married a happy 18 years. And he passed to cancer 4 years ago. And since he's passed, I've taken many photographs and videos at random times throughout the year, and there'll be this blue orb in the photo or the video at certain times and places that there's no explanation for, especially when we went to visit him, literally where he's resting in peace. When we did a video, someone touched on a video of Allie and I there, and the blue orb was literally up my back, then went up Allie, and then went between our faces. It was the craziest thing. It's on my Instagram, by the way. It was on my Insta stories. So that's energy. Mm-hmm. That blue orb is energy. It has color. Energies have color. And I believe all that. Do.
Yes. You attract it. And what you attract. Yes. You have to exude it and attract it. Yes. It's all energy.
I went to this spa hotel not long ago, and they had one of the treatments was they have a special camera and it takes your aura. It's a real camera. They take a picture of you and they don't see you, they just see the colors of you. And everybody has different energy colors. So I think I was like on the green blue, and you could be red, orange. Nothing is good, nothing is bad, but they all have meanings.
Yes. And you know what? You mentioned the Real Housewives of New York. And, as an original cast member, during seasons 1 through 4, how does it feel to know that you helped lay the framework and contributed to ushering in the Real Housewives franchise?
Well, I definitely do like to take credit for it. I'm not going to lie. It feels good. It does. Of course it feels good to help start something. I wish I would have made the money that I would make now if I did 4 seasons. I won't lie about that, because back then we were the pioneers, like in any industry. And the people who come after, often benefit, but they can never be an OG. You can never be an OG unless you are. So I feel like I'm in a very, very special club. I self-named myself number 6 because I am, according to my records, I am the 6th housewife to have been hired by Bravo, because Orange County came first. And, a lot of people don't know this, or I'm not even sure if the girls would agree, but from my understanding, Vicky, I don't think she was number 1. I think number 1 was Gina Keogh, and Gina, they found Gina first, and then they asked Gina for friends, and Gina brought in Vicky. So anyway, so it's just a little piece of trivia, little Housewives trivia, and there is a lot of Housewives trivia. And again, even though I haven't been on the show in many, many years, I've kept myself in the public eye deliberately to help me build my brand and to stay relevant when it comes to Housewives and giving my opinion. sometimes on what's going on the show. I'm still a big fan. I'm a big fan of the franchise. I watch most of them, maybe not every episode. I'm watching now New Jersey. I can't wait for Beverly Hills to come back. Salt Lake City was a shit show. There's no other words to say it. And of course, I don't know if you know this, but I'm coming back on season 2 of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Ex-Wives. It's a mouthful. Whatever it is a mouthful.
So you're season 2 of the mashup.
Season 2 of what they're calling the mashup, where they take a housewife or two from multiple cities and put them in one place together. So the first one was in Turks and Caicos, and that's airing now. And the second one is going to be at Bluestone Manor, Dorinda's home up in the Berkshires, and that's going to air sometime late spring, early summer. So
Counting down. Can't wait.
coming back.
Yes. I'm back. And you know what? You also said something about building, sustaining your brand, longevity outside of the Real Housewives franchise. So you always have a lot of business ventures and projects in the works. So what's next for you? What can we expect?
Well, one of the things that we did, I many years ago, I had this like Team Jill shirt going, season 1, season 2, and it was okay. There were fans out there that bought it, but it did okay, and I never really went after it again. And then now, Allie and I, and we have a fabulous team now of people. It's not just the two of us. Created a line of what we, Bravo merch, if you want to call it. And there are sayings like Real Housewife in Training. I run with a fabulous circle of friends, and it has an embroidered red apple on it. Team Jill on the back, of course. Onesies, hats, Mazel sweatshirt, all this swag. Right, all the swag, and we've done very well with it. So we have a new collection of that coming out soon. And the biggest thing is we've expanded at Saks Fifth Fifth Avenue into other departments. So we have a gorgeous handbag line coming out in May with a lot, like maybe 40 styles. So very excited about that. And they just placed their fall order. So, hopefully it's, cross my fingers, it's going to do well.
It will do well. We're putting it out there. It will, absolutely.
Putting it out there, it's going to do great.
Yes, it is. And you know what? You just aware of many hats. Do you have any self-care practices?
Well, absolutely. Because if you don't, you won't be able to look like this when you want to, right? Because those guys, I had these two guys. I know you didn't see them here, but George and Julius are like the top in New York for hair and makeup. But you have to have a good base underneath. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to do what they want to do. Well, self-care. And I'm embarrassed to say this because I have to do this. You should be doing like your eyebrows, your nails, your hair, your color, manicures. All those things are important for self-care. Keeping yourself looking good, not just for your husband, but for yourself. But if you have a husband, it's not a bad idea to look good for him either. You always want to keep it spicy. I like to, I never used to take baths, and I had to here when I moved in because I didn't have a shower curtain, and that's now become part of my routine. I like it. That's like a self-care thing, to take time out and just take a bath and turn off the phone, turn off the lights. Nobody can bother me.
Get your candle.
My manifestation candle every day. My Omega XL. If I don't take care of my body, if I don't feel good, look who came by to say hi.
This self-care thing, I heard about it, and in less than 3 minutes, I want to tell you something that's become like a daily practice for us. So we start our day with a little bit of a meditation, and it's 3 to 5 minutes, and it's 3 parts.
It's on my phone.
Number 1, as we think about the people who are important to us, like why are we doing this besides for ourselves? So it could be Jill's parents, Alan, hopefully myself, her sister, our loved ones. We think about those people. Then we think about positive experiences we've had in the past that we take with us throughout the day when things go wrong and gives us strength. Then we think about the 3 things we want to get done that day.
Okay.
Well, you
And
might
we
have
start our
3.
day.
I have more than 3.
But if you get 3 important things done and you're energized and you know why you're doing it, you have a better chance of success. So it's the whole thing. You can manifest it, but unless you actually do the work. And
But there is, you asked me a question before about where I see the brand, the future, and I don't think I really answered the question. And that's something I do think about in the morning. So I would like our brand, Jill and Allie, to be a household name when it comes to crystal candles. because I can't be a household name maybe in every area, but I want people to think of Crystal Candles, Manifestation, Jill and Allie. There's no one else out there right now doing it. And I think about first thing in the morning is, how am I going to accomplish that today? What little thing is going to do? Maybe it's speaking to a buyer and getting an order and putting it in one more store. And we actually are on Fair online for wholesalers, and on, Allie, what's the other name? Abound. We're on Abound and successful. And they are a aggregate of wholesalers, small businesses like me, getting to small business retailers out there, because the trade shows have all but disappeared for the last 2 years. So where do they find product? They go on these aggregate websites. So when I open up a store there, that helps me get my big goal, which is being a household name, having everybody know and own a Jill and Allie can. It's a big goal, but if you don't think big, you can't get big.
It's true. You can also celebrating the small wins along the way to get to that big goal. So that plays a huge role as well.
Oh, we just started the other day. Allie set up, and we've been dying to do it, but we didn't have the ability to until recently. We started a subscription app within Shopify. They have it now. So now if somebody wants to buy a candle every 2 weeks or every month or every 2 months, they get a higher discount the more frequently they do it, and then they give us their credit card, and every month or whatever they ask for, they're going to automatically get that. So when the first 2 people signed up within like 10 minutes of each other when we sent out the newsletter, that, like, even me telling you that, like, that made my entire day. Like, you have no idea what a big win that was. Huge. Bigger financially, less financially, but bigger than many things I've done and achieved in other areas of my business. That was huge, because it was an idea that I had from the beginning that we need to do subscription. And as soon as we put it up, someone did it, someone bought it, and that made me really feel good. Because when it's your idea or you're creative, when you come up, and I can't say I made this one, but when you do and you actually see it and it's in your hand, that's huge.
That's a great feeling. And so what motivates you every day, daily basis?
Oh, boy. I would say 20 years ago, money motivated me, making that commission check. And something, you have to have something, everybody's motivated differently. Some people are motivated with a pat on the back. And I think that's personally what I like. I like to get that recognition from my family, from my partner, from my boyfriend. I always like to be right. So I love when someone says I'm right. I think we all like to be right? So I like that. It used to be, I would say, money motivated me. I don't think that motivates me as much as personal satisfaction and helping other people.
And this is actually my last question. New You is about health. So what does your health and fitness routine consist of?
Well, funny you should ask, because you're asking about new products. Another thing that we're launching, hopefully before Mother's Day, I'm coming out with my first skincare product. And hopefully my first, not my last. It's going to be a sunscreen, because the SPF product, as you know, in the beauty business is a huge hurdle to get past and very expensive, and not necessarily necessary for me to get what I want out of a skin cream, which is I just want a sunscreen. I don't need like SPF. I just want to make sure that the sun rays are not going through, walking outside the house and getting things like that. Like laying in the sun, I don't know what would happen. But just walking on the street, we're gonna have a sunscreen in it, and we're still working on all the ingredients, so I don't even want to give away, because sometimes that's the secret ingredient. But I know what I like in the market, and it's not necessarily all in one place. So I'm putting my own together. So I'm going to have a skincare coming out, one product, because that's really what you really need, is just one good moisturizer sunscreen. If you had one thing that you could do. As far as my routine goes, I have to say I was born with great skin.
Mm-hmm.
I was. I don't know if it's my routine that gave it to me. I got my mom's skin. Although I have 2 little bites here, it's not pimples. I got bit on vacation by mosquitoes, and they haven't quite gone away yet. So that's funny, because it looks like I have like some acne breakout. Routine is just, I get up in the morning, I brush my teeth really well, because, teeth are the most important thing to everybody. I can't tell you, because I have elder parents who have a lot of issues. Got to take care of your teeth. And flossing and all that stuff. And then I usually use a makeup remover again in the morning, because sometimes it doesn't all come off at night. and I put on a moisturizer. And I moisturize my hands because in my family, genetically, our hands get older than our face. I don't know if that makes sense to you. But yeah, my grandmother had very aged hands and had a lot of birthmarks on them as this, sun damage on her hands, because most people don't put sunscreen on their hands. So the hands and the face is what's out in the world all the time, because the rest of your body's pretty much covered. So we always put sunscreen on our face, hopefully, but most of the time we don't do your hands. So if there's one thing you learned today, is put sunscreen on your hands, because they do age and you can't get it back. Once it gets to that point, you can't unroll it.
Well, thank you so much. This was such a treat, and you gave so much great insight and just advice for our audience, and I'm super excited for them to hear everything that you have in the works and everything about today.
If people can take one thing away after they watch this interview, is have someone go to the department store and go get your makeup done. There's nothing better than having your makeup done and looking in the mirror and going, oh my God, I know that I feel physically like inside the same, but I know when I look in the mirror and I know it makes me feel so good. So if you want to get a good pick-me-up, go get your makeup put on.
Yes. Because I feel like when you look good, then you feel good.
Well, Allie would say blowout. That's why that company has done so well, Dry Bar. Because, nails, hair, all that stuff, if you don't look good, you don't feel good. Right? And if you feel good, you don't look good either. So all of it. You got to feel good on the inside, like Omega XL, I take every day. It's the only thing I take every day. And, hair, makeup, all of it. Look good on the inside, look good on the outside.
Yes, and you just walk out there with that confidence, good to go.
This is key.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.